allow me to try and be of assistance. There's been just a lot of kind of nonsense going on, and it's gone on the whole time. And Katie and I've been really patient, but people are at it again. The people that come after us, somebody had some things to say yesterday or today on social media or some platforms or whatever, and the fact that person is, Attorney Stephanie Dietz's paralegal is, not at all surprising, right? I think we all know what's going on here. And look, we all have better things to do. And let me just, guys, so look, I don't enjoy saying this. The Kenton County Family Court Division 2 is corrupt in this way. There are certain people that are above the law, or who think that they are above the law, or however you want to say it. There's certain people that get special treatment. They have special, the rules don't apply to them. These are all different ways of saying the same thing. The evidence of that is overwhelming, concrete, beyond damning, and long since in the public domain. I haven't heard a single person argue to the contrary. Everybody that has seen that evidence, which is not too many people, but a certain contingent of media, who are working on articles about this that I wouldn't anticipate for a while, and some other people, but no one, everyone's looked at it. It's evident on its face. So I don't know what we're talking about here. And the other part of this is not surprising. The people that get the special treatment and the special preferences and have been making tons of money off of this for years, courtesy of their hookup at the judge's chambers, who is in a position to affect all the machinery of justice, and has, not just in my case, but in countless other cases, to tinker with the machinery of justice, to influence litigation one way or another, doing things like being in charge of the docket, making sure that only one side's motion gets heard, not the other side's, burying certain motions such that they're never heard and never see the light of day, refusing to communicate altogether with certain lawyers who have business before the court, and responding within an hour of, every time to the communications of certain lawyers who, get the special treatment down to the special preferences, responding to affirmative direct commands by these attorneys, speaking with them off the record, all things that certainly occurred in my case, the documentary evidence of which is overwhelming and naked, and has been already discussed in its various forms and in the form of prior videos that I've done and put on the internet. And I don't really think there's any question here. I don't know anybody that really disputes this. Certainly nobody that's, familiar with the documentary evidence in my case. Ben, but what about all these court orders against you? Yeah, so the person on the inside who hooks up the special people or special person happens to be the person writing the court orders. And so, shocker, when I started objecting to all this stuff, she started writing horrible things about me. With all due respect, this is the Kenton County Family Court. We have appellate courts for a reason. These things are on appeal. The actual outcomes of my cases were not, big picture, all that terrible. I have my kids half the time. There's some things that I think, the court got wrong as a matter of law. I respectfully disagree. And those things are, there's a path to fix those things that's being, followed. There's two cases, two main orders that, 36 pages of court orders, 34 of them are findings of fact that, do everything but allege me to be, part of ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Anybody that, wants to, and certainly is confirmed by all those who have, endeavored to do this, all you have to do is look at the videotape of the proceedings and what the evidence is, and you understand that those findings of fact are respectfully not what the evidence looked like. That's one of the legal, whatever, okay? I mean, obviously that person is going to trash me in court orders. Those orders were then used, as the basis for all kinds of other attacks against me, from professional attacks to trying to interfere with my client relationships to, trying to get other clients to allege certain things about me, to putting those things in mail that was sent out to my professional contact list, which was stolen from my law office, but ended up in the hands of attorney Stephanie Dietz. Everything, those court orders have been, and also ultimately shopped to, agenda-friendly, journalists in other markets who wrote stories trashing me based on those orders, and which were then imported through back channels and published up here. All of this is eminently foreseeable. I mean, you never know what people are going to do, but they're going to do all kinds of shitty things. So not surprising at all that those who get the special treatment about which I have objected have done all of those things. This is part of the arc. We're right where we are. I fight injustice for a living, and it all goes a certain way. In the end, the truth comes out. In the end, the good guys win. In the end, the light prevails over darkness. But that's only in the end, and we're not at the end yet. Now we're getting closer and closer to it. So all of this is totally predictable, very easy to understand, and really just plain Jane. So I don't really know what all the chatter is about. All of this easily foreseen, absolutely foreseen, when I decided to object to these things, for the simple reason that they were objectionable. I objected to them in my case, but I came to understand that so many other people felt the same way. I came to understand that because they told me. I came to understand that so many other people, so many people had been harmed by this. Okay, I was objecting to these things for years, way before there were any decisions in my case, and way before the court decided to start writing horrible orders about me. By the way, the only court, in the only place, at the only time in my 20-year career that has ever, found me to be, violative of whatever. And I still can't tell you as I sit here what I did to get fined $17,000 or to get a jail sentence, suspended or something. I don't even know. I got that for writing a $20,000 check to prepay my child support and my expenses before trial. So one of the nicest things that I've ever tried to do for all the right reasons, and how that gets a jail sentence, I don't know. But in this forum, I don't know. That's the kind of thing that happens. But this isn't hard. All of this is somewhat predictable. So I don't know what we're talking about. Candidly, why am I deciding to run for Kenton County Family Court? Well, most especially to make sure that the lawyer, really at the heart of all this, who gets all the special treatment and gets all the special favors, and who was set to be, at least that was the perception. And I think that's accurate. To make sure that that person did not end up as a judge, so that she could then perpetuate the cronyist system by, perpetuating this kind of the lawyers own the court and it exists to make lawyers money mentality, and dole out favors, to her clique of supporters and whatnot. And that was the original reason for me getting in the race. That seems to have worked. I wouldn't want a piece of me either, not because I'm a badass or awesome or whatever, but very simply, for the reason that the truth and the facts are on my side, and they have been very inconvenient for the past couple of years for these people. She decided to run for something else. So, but also because it occurred to all of us, all the people that I came to meet, many of whom were deeply, deeply, deeply harmed by this thing, that if we don't change this forever, then it could go back to the way it was. So now I'm considering running for the family court, most especially to make sure that we have a rule of law-based system, that we do things on the record, by the rules, in conformance with the law. There is no serious argument that is the way that place operates right now. And that's just silliness. And virtually, I don't know a single person that thinks that that's the case, who doesn't realize that there is a problem down there. Most people don't realize the extent of those who have been damaged by it, but I uniquely would know that because these people came and found Katie and I. I am the one in the possession of the affidavits. I am the one who have talked about these people. And it is because I have understood the scope of the harm that I felt compelled as a matter of conscience to start a nonprofit, which I agreed to temporarily fund, for the purpose of talking to all of these people and collecting their stories and seeing what we could do collectively to organize and have meaning come from the suffering. What are we talking about? We have, Stephanie Dietz is paralegal saying all kinds of horrible things about me. Why is this surprising? This has been going on for, a long time. With all due respect, I respectfully disagree. Whatever she's talking about, it's not about, the corruption of the Kenton County Family Court. And, her boss certainly has not come forward and refuted anything that I've said in 2 years. And we're talking in the end about somebody that, my goodness, has now filed a paternity lawsuit, as it turns out, before there was even a paternity. And we're 1 month away from finding out, quite possibly, depending on the hearing scheduled to hear the motion arising from this, whether we've wasted 2.5 years of litigation, millions of dollars of public money, and countless private money, and all kinds of other things that, all because that lawyer, the same one getting all the hookups and all that stuff, shocker, all because just absolutely misrepresented for 2.5 years the jurisdictional predicate of the court. Did anything? I got fined $17,000 and I think was given a suspended jail sentence. I don't know. I don't really, whatever. Okay, for I don't know what, not tying my shoes, whatever. Has anything happened to that lawyer? Did the court know? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? And I don't really know anyone that doesn't understand what's going on here. And I don't know how long this goes. I'd like to get it over with. I've got other things to do. I do know how it ends. And I've known how it ends from the beginning, because in the end, the light prevails over darkness, truth prevails over horseshit, and the good guys win in the end. So, until then, the good guys get the shit kicked out of them. That's what Katie and I have been doing. They just survive and hang on. But they inch closer and closer to the end, and we are inching closer and closer to the end. So that's what are we talking about? Okay? They're all, of course, these people are going to say all this stuff about me. I get it. It's eminently predictable. I've done this a million times. Get it over with. We go last. Okay? Whatever. Right? That's the best I can, it's all good. I'm trying to make some points about public policy to make sure that we never have a situation again. But, that's it. Thanks.